Shall we talk a little Comic-Con?
I've heard it's taking over the city.
It is full force. The mega event hosts fans and stars across the world of comics, sci-fi, and pop culture.
And our next guest is one of those stars who will be joining in on all the fun at the Javits Center this upcoming weekend. Brenton Thwaites. He plays Dick Grayson, also known as Nightwing, on the hit HBO Max show DC Titans. And he leads a team of young superheroes fighting crime, villains, and pure evil in Gotham and all across the country. He's pretty busy, I guess.
He's a very busy human being. Season 4 of DC Titans is gearing up to premiere next month. Let's check out a clip, shall we?
Yes, they clipped your clip.
It's so top secret.
Too
we
much.
can't even show it. But give us a little.
For season 5 already.
You used your superhuman strength and you saved the day.
Media offline. People think that the media is offline, and really it's not. So.
Well, Brenton Thwaites,
thanks for that.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
It is a pleasure. Okay, so at the end of season 3, the Titans saved Gotham. They hit the road for San Francisco. What can fans expect for Dick Grayson?
So the Titans all get together, they save Gotham City, they defeat Crane at the end of season 3, and they bunch into an RV headed for San Francisco. And Connor Kent, Superboy, reveals that he wants to meet his father. So they take a little detour to a town called Metropolis. And on the way, they're interrupted by a very dominating, intense, supernatural villain. One that has powers that they've never encountered before. And
I hate when that happens.
And they basically obliterate the Titans and leave them kind of licking their wounds. And from there, the season is about finding out who that villain is, how to fight them, and basically how to defeat them. Yeah.
So there's some.
Is that all? That's all.
It's an easy task.
No big
so
Monday morning.
Right, exactly. So there's some new and old villains also involved in this season. Can you hint a little bit about who are the ones coming back? And
sure, we do have some recurring villains actually from season 1 that have remained a thread through season 2 and 3. So it's not so much. Basically, it's. Closing a part of the book that we've opened in season 1, and in 2 and 3 we had Deathstroke in season 2, which was more of a physical kind of villain. Crane was more of a psychological thriller kind of villain, and season 4 is more about the tone is more horror, dealing with the occult and dark magic and supernatural and
the unknown.
To Dick Grayson. So
how do you square this in your mind, dealing with that up and down of emotions as an actor when you're taking on these characters that are so beloved by so many people? I mean, my own children who were 16 and 13, they're like, oh my God, who are you talking to?
Right, you mean this?
Yeah.
Well, it's that's great. So I'm a tick in your family. That's awesome.
Yes.
I think it's just basically connecting with the showrunner and trying to figure out what kind of story we're trying to tell in the season. And honoring that and. Trying to remain true to the character as much as possible. Dick Grayson is such a gem of a character because he has such an interesting emotional backstory, but at the same time, he does develop into this quite charismatic, confident, flourishing superhero. So there are many elements that we have to play with. I tend to prefer, of course, because I'm an actor, the deeper, darker, emotional stuff, and the writers tend to love all the jokey, flary stuff. So we meet in the middle.
So fans of comic books, they love crossovers, and Pix has shows from the DC universe, including Stargirl. And I think we have the lead actress, Bryke Bassinger. She tweeted this picture a couple of weeks ago with someone you might know, actor Ryan Potter, who plays Beast Boy on Titans. So what can you tell us about? I don't know, possible Brett.
Naughty Brett.
Yeah.
He's naughty.
Is there a possible crossover? Or is just this picture just hinting at something?
Mate, I don't know anything.
Oh,
he has signed all the NDAs. Yeah. His people are in the wings. They're like, they're raising eyebrows.
Well, we could shake
there.
one out of you, but okay, he's tough.
The head of Warner Brothers himself is going to murder me if I say anything.
If you just tell me in this ear, we won't pick it up on my mic. You are here for Comic-Con.
Yes.
I mean, you always know when Comic-Con is in New York City. Everything comes to a screeching halt, which nothing ever stops in New York City. And I can, in one block, go past
how many superheroes?
Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, and Super Mario Brothers.
More than usual.
More than usual.
A typical day in New York.
Tell us about Tell us about your gearing up for Comic-Con.
Well, Comic-Con is a wonderful time because it's a good chance for us to connect with our fans, and it's a good chance for them to connect with us. And you know, we don't hear a lot about, at least I don't, about, you know, the effect we have on people, and it's a really good opportunity to see the impact that our show has to fans, and also, you know, like this guy, so many of the fans dress up in such an elaborate way that I almost want to give them the contact to our costume designer and be like, these ideas are great, like, let's steal some of these ideas. You know, there's so much effort and passion and love put into these costumes. It's really cool to see.
Yeah.
Now, as if he needs more, he's not just an actor.
No.
Oh, no.
Wait, there's more.
You're also a musician, we hear. And you've done a little singing. I know you were talking about, by the way, some piano playing, kind of tickling around it. But on Instagram, you announced that you have an album coming out. So tell us a little bit about that. And your
I
music.
do, mate. So basically, last season during COVID, we had a tricky time, like everyone, and I used my time off to write and record a record in Toronto with a wonderful producer, Justin Abbott. Basically, I'm getting ready to release it later on in the year. So this footage is, I got together with my band. That's Justin to my right there. Okay. He's my guitarist.
Musical inspirations for you? Style of music you prefer?
You know, I have to be honest, as cliche as it is for every young guitarist, like John Mayer is a massive inspiration.
That's not a cliche, that's just the honest truth.
I love Robin Ford. Robin Ford's a guitarist from Nashville who incorporates jazz into blues. He's an inspiration of mine, but I'd have to say John Mayer.
Sure, that's a good inspiration.
He just needs a little talent. He needs something extra
if
to do.
only
I don't
you had
know.
more
If you were a little more
talent
well-rounded,
in that genetic
you might make it here.
Jack of all trades, the master of none.
The master of all.
That gets you far. Trust me, it does. It will.
Thank you so much
Brenton,
for joining
thanks.
us.
Thanks, guys.
Continued success on camera, on stage, and all the rest.
Appreciate it.
Have fun this weekend.
Thank you.
Been a
See you at
pleasure.
Comic-Con.
All right. Check out season 4. Yeah, DC Titans on HBO Max. That's starting next month.
I love it. I love it.